Just carried this 100-pound bag up the last set of stairs. If you've been following along on my Pro Kit overhaul journey, then you're in luck and you're gonna be so excited for this video because I got the kit back. So let me dive into it. Let me show you what she did, why, and how I feel about the whole process. And for starters, let me dive into a little bit of the backstory of what I did to my professional makeup kit. This is not my personal kit, so if you're just joining this Pro Kit overhaul series and this journey that I've been on and talking about this in my community, this is not my personal kit. This is my professional makeup kit. It's like my baby. It's my pride and joy. It's how I make a living, basically, and it's something that's very special to me. Now, little backstory is my makeup kit has always weighed a ton. It's always been extremely heavy. I am not one to be a light packer. I am an overpacker, but also to my credit, I have a really wide range of clients that I work with on a consistent basis. And I also take jobs where I never know what the call is going to be. I never know who's going to be in my chair. I never know what the makeup look is going to be like, what I'm going to be asked to do. So there's all these what if scenarios that are in my mind as a makeup artist. So with that said, it doesn't allow me to have a really small, tight knit, really compact and really minimalistic makeup kit. I have to have something for everyone at all times for whatever the job calls for. So now that you know a little bit of the backstory and why my kit is very heavy, let me talk to you about why I decided to do this. I have been a big fan of Deepak Chopra. Her real name is Grishan. She is the master on the internet of creating custom makeup kits for pro artists all around the world, but especially in Los Angeles where she is based. Now what she does is depot all the outer packaging of products. So I'm talking powder, foundations, pressed powders, bronzers, blushes, highlighters, glass bottle foundations, plastic bottle foundations, you name it. She is the master at depotting everything and anything and making your kit as a makeup artist smaller, condensed, and much lighter in weight. And ultimately, let me give you the backstory too. My biggest goal going into this whole Pro Kit overhaul journey that I have been on for the past month was not to have a tiny little kit. I knew going into this journey with Grishan that that was just not going to be the end result with my professional makeup kit. I know firsthand the jobs and the amount of makeup that I need to have with me on a regular basis in my Pro Kit. So I knew that I wasn't going to be able to condense my kit to that of a tiny little backpack or something really small and condensed. My goal going into this was purely to lose weight in my kit, okay? Now, my kit probably weighed about close to 100 pounds going into this journey. I wanted to have something lighter to take in and out of my car. I work with a lot of clients where I walk up flights of stairs to get to where I'm going to do their glam, and that takes a toll on my body. It especially takes a toll on my shoulders, my neck, and my back. And I'm not like 25 years old. So I feel the effects of carrying something that's super heavy on a regular basis. And my goal ultimately, and she was really able to achieve this for me, was to lose weight in my makeup kit. So all in all, I lost a grand total of 22 pounds. Now you might be sitting there at home thinking, that's not a lot. Have you ever picked up a 20-pound weight or a 20-plus-pound weight? They're heavy. So losing that weight, quite literally from my Pro Kit, has made a huge difference in the ease of carrying and schlepping my kit from client house to shoot to car to my house and so on and so forth. It has made a big difference. So I am super happy with the fact that I lost 22 pounds in my kit. But let me tell you a little bit about Grishan and her backstory. She is the master at depotting these kits, like I mentioned. She's also a makeup artist. So she is someone that I've wanted to go to for many years. I found out about her on Instagram. A few of my friends have taken their kits to her to have an overhaul, essentially, many years ago as well. And I was always really envious of the way their kits looked. They looked so streamlined, so clean, just so cut down and so minimal. Now, my kit is much more minimal and I'm super stoked about it, but I've been wanting to go to her for so long and I just never made the time. And to be quite honest, the reason why I've never really made the time is because I've never had enough time off of work to drop my professional kit off, have that block of days off in a row where I'm not using it. This past January, I had a string of days off. I had a string of cancellations due to many things going on in Los Angeles where I'm based. And long story short, called her up. I was like, hey, can you squeeze me in? I need my kit overhauled and it is time to meet and do this let's get this done. And so made an appointment, met up with her. She is a delight and such a funny and sweet and caring soul. Little backstory too about Krishana, what she's doing right now. Currently, with everything going on in Los Angeles, if you're not aware, there's huge, massive, destructive wildfires that have taken the homes of thousands and thousands of people, and it's been a devastating time in Los Angeles and in this community. So what Krishan did is actually, she is collecting tons of donations from makeup brands, brush companies, and you know my family at BK Beauty donated a ton of pro brushes, my brushes, their brushes, lipsticks, lashes, you name it, they donated it to a great cause. So all these brands donated tons of free product, so then Krishan could create custom kits for any artist that was affected by the fires in Los Angeles and lost their livelihood, which was being a makeup artist. So right now she's currently in the process of screening these people that have lost their pro kits, and she will be doing a whole donation, donating an entire kit to them so they can get back on their feet, so they can go back to work creating beautiful looks on people in Los Angeles. And it's just a great cause, and it makes me love her even more as a human being. And just, I knew going into this that I could trust her wholeheartedly with my kit. And let me tell you something, I don't trust anybody with my pro kit, not even assistants. Sorry. I am very OCD about how everything goes into my professional kit, and the fact that I could drop it off to her and know that it was in good hands was like, I could take like a sigh of relief. So anyway, that's the backstory of why I chose her. She's a legend in this community. I will make sure I leave a link to her Instagram in the description box below so you can check out her work. You could follow down the rabbit hole, because trust me, you will. Her deep potting videos and her ASMR videos are truly so addicting to watch. So I'll make sure I leave it right here so you can check it out in the description box. Give her some love, give her a follow. She is incredible. After 17 years of carrying around such an extremely heavy pro kit, this was my time, and I hope you enjoy this footage of me dropping it off and all the things that happen in between. So I'll insert that right here for you to enjoy. Hi, I'm gonna prop you right here because I don't have a tripod yet in my car and it's en route to me. But right now, we are getting off the freeway. Don't worry, we're only going 8 miles an hour right now, but we are going to the one and only Deepak Chopra. Okay, Krishan, she's the master. We're heading there
at the light. Use the right 2 lanes to turn onto Eagle Rock Boulevard.
We're heading to the right, in case you didn't hear that, but we're going to the right. We're heading to her place right now, and we're gonna drop off the kit, my baby. I feel kind of almost bad dropping off my kit, because my kit, when you open it, it really looks like a mini Sephora, and I'm proud of that, and I've always loved that about my kit for so many years. But listen, the older I get, the more I need my back to stay with me, and I need to take care of myself. I'm on a mission in 2025 to take better care of myself. Not to get all cheesy, but I'm on a mission. I really am. I'm 39 years old, and it is catching up to me. We're gonna drop her off. Oh,
in about 1 mile, turn left onto West Avenue 31.
It's like my old stomping grounds. Anyway, that is all. Wish me luck. Of course, I made a wrong turn. That wouldn't be me driving if I didn't make a wrong turn. So now we're on our way. We are here.
Gonna get kids exempted.
Bye. Bye, kids. Don't cry. I'll see you soon. I came with gifts.
It's been a blur.
Whoa.
Is that good? And then,
oh my god, this is a dream come true. Wow. Okay, I love that.
right? So at least you can see the
Yeah.
shades.
Oh, I love
So
this.
Patrick's. So you can see it's Patrick's.
Amazing.
So if you see like cat hair looking things,
I
it's
don't
probably
mind. Listen, Tomas
it's,
gets over here too.
the fabric from the paper towels. Sexy. And then your Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. So I
Thank
figured
you.
might as well put the Tom Ford there too.
You know what? This is how I knew you were gonna do this kit justice.
Right? So
I knew you were gonna do like the kind of things that I would do.
So I'm glad you like that.
I love it. Oh, my glosses.
I know, all the babies are there. And you're labeled.
Wow. Wow, wow,
So
wow.
you can see from far away. I don't know how you carried all those glass bottles. So we sexified the ones
God,
you
thank
did.
you.
The ones you did, we made it a little prettier.
Without shame.
And then you can see like this is Tibbs, Ben Nye.
Wow.
We put the Ben Nye here. You can
I
see.
was hoping you would. Thank
So
you.
you can see that.
My color correctors. Thank you. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we sexified just the ones you
Wow.
did. Sarah, well, do you have an appointment? This is how you carry eyeshadows, okay? Don't
So-
put it here, especially if you're flying.
I usually wrap them in bubble wrap and then I put them in my purse.
In your purse.
Yeah.
You're hand carrying it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
See how sexy this is? So, bubble wrap only protects the palette. It does not protect the product.
Right.
Bubble wrap will only protect what it's touching, right?
Right.
Therefore,
That makes sense.
if you want to protect the product, you put the bubble wrap
In
inside.
it. Oh, yeah, baby.
And then don't do this and that, because now you transferred powder to the lid. Just do this here.
Love it.
Now you see the color, it's protected, and it keeps powders from the lid. So another thing to make your life easy,
Phenomenal.
if the labels are on the right, it's for the face.
Okay.
If it's on the left, it's for the eyes. So when you're looking, you always know where to look.
You're a genius.
It's, as I said, the lazy, but look at the
You're a
Mario.
genius. Wow. Oh, my Mario palette. Oh my God. I knew you had my
you
back.
ready?
Oh my God. Oh.
So I put the Dior's in pans because they always fall off the grids.
Oh, I love you. Thank you so much.
Now it's repositionable. Why?
Oh my gosh.
RMS.
That's my favorite RMS color ever.
But also your House Labs. They didn't come in pans. I put them all in pans.
Oh my God.
So you can easily.
Bless you. Bless you. You're a wonderful human being.
Shimmers and
Shimmers.
satins.
So we got Pat McGrath in there.
And then Patrick.
Some Patricks. Yeah. Colors.
Colors, matte colors.
Okay, I love it. So this is my back stock.
So that's
everything we took out.
yes, 6 pounds.
Dang.
We took out.
Dang.
Now your trash.
Oh boy.
You see?
This is my trash.
Oh yeah, because we redid some.
Oh my
I
God.
couldn't do this.
Don't put me on blast. I told you I'm not you. This is why I came.
You did a good job.
Oh, Jesus, be
You
nice.
just have like the tools to make it better, you know?
I don't have quite, I don't have the patience that you have.
Girl, you don't need to.
You know what I mean?
You're doing other things. So now that's
God.
6 pounds plus 12 pounds.
So we lost a good 18 pounds.
Yep.
But
That's
honestly,
good. That's one of my
this is
teeth.
round up to 20. All right, so now we're back in studio. I hope you enjoyed all that behind the scenes, all the fun that went into dropping off my kit and picking it up. And of course, I brought her a Nikki Rose hoodie because I want her to represent. She's my girl. So now let's get into why you're really here. I know why you're here. You want to see what is in this kit. I'm going to show you this kit first because this is the kit that got the biggest makeover. This is the one that was like outstanding in every way, that is the most impactful. And then I'll show you the other one too, which was not as touched as this one is. This one was fully revamped by Grishan. Okay, so first things first. Also, I'll make sure I include links to the bags that I use. This is off of Amazon. They are super affordable and I could not recommend these more. So let's open this bad boy up. Okay, the moment of truth, the moment we've all been waiting for, I've been waiting for. I cannot wait to show you this. This is a brand new bag, by the way, too. So it is like pristine and clean and exactly what I wanted to do going into this new, clean, overhauled kit. So here is the new kit. Now, mind you, this wasn't really touched. She did transfer all the items. These are all eyeliners, mascaras, brow products, face shavers, all things I've actually shown on camera before in a previous video. But what she did was transfer all the stuff, including my client pictures that I love so much. She transferred these all to this new kit, which I really appreciated. And this is the bottom portion. All right, so this is what we're looking at right here. Okay, now really quick, I'm gonna give you the categories that are in this kit right here. We have lipstick palettes, cream blush palettes, bronzer palettes, cream contour palettes. We have color correcting palettes are in here. And then we have in here, this is my favorite part of the kit. This is what dreams are made of right here. These are all of my glass bottle foundations, depotted, relabeled, top and on the bottom. She even has her name on it. It's amazing. And then on this side, we have products that I asked her either not to depot or they were not depotable. So for example, doe foot, blushes, liquid blushes from Rare Beauty. You cannot depot these. Then we have all my loose powders in these nice, easy, squeezy containers. We have eyeshadow primers and paints and glitters and miscellaneous products here, as well as some more miscellaneous glitters and stuff like that. And then these are all my lip glosses and lip balms. And then on this side, we have some more blushes. We have powder blushes. On the other side, we have the cream blushes, all from Patrick Ta. More bronzers over here. We have Fenty creams and powders. And then more highlighters and bronzers on this one. Most of these are Tom Ford. Now, another item that was really incredible. She, first of all, gave me this whole bag. I did pay for this, but this is amazing that she even offers this kind of product to anyone who depots like their eyeshadows and stuff. This is very sturdy, also very heavy. There's still a lot of weight in this bag. However, the way this is organized now is incredible. It's insulated, which is amazing. It kind of looks like a lunchbox. So it'll keep your products cool. It's also extremely cushioned. So it's going to be great for like absorbing shock. If I were to, God forbid, drop something like this, it's going to help with breaking things. So in this magical bag is all of my powder eyeshadows, more powder highlighters, more bronzers, more pressed powders. Everything is depotted and organized and labeled. Another great thing that she did that I didn't even know she was going to do actually was add my social handle to all of my palettes. Such a great touch that means so much to me. It's so fun to see my label and my handle on all of my palettes. Okay, now I'm gonna actually show you some individual products really up close. What she did that is so magical. So for example, these are some of my old original Givenchy Prism Leap powders. I have tons of backstock of the old original formulation. Thank you God, because this is my favorite one. They did reformulate most of these and they ruined most of these. So I'm gonna keep using these and refilling them in my kit until my backstock of this precious old formulation runs out. So for example though, she redoes the label. So on the front, it will even have like the brand's logo. It says Givenchy Prism Leap number 5. And then on the top, it also has the brand's logo and the shade number 2. So when it's in my kit and I'm just eyeballing it and I need to pull it out, I can easily find it and grab it within like seconds of going to search for it, which is amazing. And so it saves so much time. You wouldn't believe how much that time adds up. Like those little like, you know, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever it is, it all adds up to be a big portion of how long it takes to do someone's makeup when you're going and you're looking and you're trying to find this, you're trying to find that. This gives me easy access and makes pulling products, cleanup, setup, breaking down, putting things back in so much quicker and so much more efficient. So I'm not only losing weight, I'm saving so much time with every makeup application, which is just invaluable. Like I can't even express to you how incredible that is. Okay, also foundations. I got all my Armani's. Big fan of Armani, obviously, in my kit. I use it constantly. You cannot get me to switch. Honestly, I'll always use Armani in my kit. So let me show you at least just one of these. So top of the label will say Armani, has the brand's logo, luminous silk with the actual shade number, which makes it so incredibly easy. And then on the front, it also has the same thing. She even adds her Deepak Chopra logo on the top of the cap, which I love. It's a nice little reminder of who graced my kit with their magic hands. So 8.75, just as an example of what this looks like in my kit now that it's depotted. Now I'm going to show you the palettes that are in my kit as well. So this is one that I started on my own. I did a terrible job. I am horrible at depotting products. I just don't have the patience for it. I really don't. It's like I have a lot of patience. I have tons of patience. But when it comes to depotting things and like that kind of very tedious work, I don't have any patience left for that. None. Like I don't, none. I have nothing. I'm at zero when it comes to this kind of stuff. So she redid one of these palettes that I had started. It's a YSL Candy Glaze Love Shine formula only palette. Numbers of the lipsticks are on the back. And then we have a cream blush palette that I really want to show you. So we have in the top some of my all-time favorite Westman Atelier. We have on the middle row a bunch of Fenty cream blushes. You know I love this formula for my kit. We have on the very bottom a few Danessa Myricks as well that I just absolutely love. But majority of this palette is Fenty Beauty, and this is one of my most grabbed palettes from my kit. This one's kind of an interesting medley of products. It has on the top some cream blushes from Dibs. In the center we have some color correcting products, and on the bottom we have more color correctors and adjusters as well. Now this one's kind of funny. This is actually an all Persona palette, and this was actually done by Deepak Chopra for Persona, and Persona gifted this to me as a pro makeup artist with all of my favorites from the brand. So I have on the bottom the bronzers, and I have all the blushes on the middle row and the top, which is so convenient as well. More cream bronzers in this palette. We have Fenty, we have Dibs, and then we have some backups of Persona. We also have some Youngblood Cosmetics blushes in this palette as well. Now these are the most important and probably like what the biggest MVPs of my kit. These are my lipstick palettes. I never leave home without these. These are like, they're so expensive. If you added up the cost of each of these palettes with the lipsticks that are in them, it would cost thousands, to be honest, legit thousands. So anyway, let's not think about that because that's not fun to think about. So these are Viseart palettes. They're a classic staple in the makeup community, the makeup artistry community. And this is a palette that has tons of Chanel in them, Tom Ford, MAC, Ruby Beauty is in this, Anastasia Beverly Hills, some Mob Beauty colors, and another YSL color as well. So it's kind of a medley of some of my favorite shades for lipsticks. And then we have another one. This is a ton of Makeup by Mario, Charlotte Tilbury, Lancome, Dior, Clé de Peau, actually lots of Clé de Peau, and lots of my favorite Fashion Fair lipsticks are in this one. So if you want to like screen grab, catch the name. They're abbreviated for some of them, like FF is Fashion Fair, CDP is Clé de Peau, but feel free to screen grab that, and that way you have the shades that I love and use heavily in my kit. And then one more time, you gotta shout this out because it's just so fun. Every palette has Makeup by Nikki the Rose on them, so don't be trying to grab my palette on set. Now I have a few miscellaneous products in this kit as well that I asked her not to depot because I felt like it just wasn't necessary. I have an RCMA blush palette, I love this, and I have my Danessa Myricks lip and cheek palette. It just wasn't necessary to depot them in my opinion. They're just already small and compact. So now let's get into these over here. These are just beautiful. Like the aesthetic of these is so beautiful. They're double-sided, but they're attached. Let me show you this one first. This is going to be all Patrick Ta. So we have the cream side right here, all the creams. And if you flip it to the back, it is the corresponding powder shade that goes with the cream. How stunning is that? And again, my Makeup by Nikki the Rose label is there, which is just so cool. And it says on this side, cream, powder. They open up with ease, and look at that beauty. Oh, this is exactly what dreams are made of. Now, this is gonna be all Fenty Beauty. I asked her also specifically not to depot these cream Fenty products in a way where it looks like these. There's a reason for that. With this product, I just didn't want to mess with the formula in any way, shape, or form. And a lot of times you have to melt down products to condense them into smaller containers, like those smaller palettes I showed you previously. So with the Fenty, I just did not want to risk messing with the formula because I love this formula so much. And I do feel like it could be tweaked a little bit if it was to get heated up and then poured into a smaller component. So I want to keep it as is and not risk ruining the formula because I absolutely go hard for this formula in Fenty Beauty. Now these are all brand new, squeaky clean. Like I mentioned in a video posted to my channel in January, every January I sit down and I overhaul and I take out and I pull out products that are close to being expired, products that just are too heavily used in my kit, and I replenish them with tons and tons of new stock. Needless to say, January is a very expensive month here at Makeup by Nikki the Rose. It is quite expensive because the kit gets a deep dive, deep cleaning overhaul, and I wanted to do this with Depot Chopra specifically after I replenished a ton of my products that were nearing the end and were nearing and getting close to expiration. Those included these cream products from Fenty. So these are all brand new bad boys right here. So all cream bronzers, which is so convenient to have the lighter ones, and then we have some deeper ones on this end. I can just grab it, pull it out, start to work, easy peasy. Now this palette is a mix of Tom Ford highlighters, one more Patrick Ta Beauty that we just didn't have room for in the other palette, and on the other side is more Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate, and these are a must for me, an absolute must. A few other items I want to call out that she wasn't able to depot for obvious reasons. They're ones that have doe foot, so these were not touched. These are my Huda Beauty color correctors. And then we have liquid blushes from Rare Beauty. These are not depotable because they have an applicator and there's just no point to do that. So she did flip them upside down. So the labels are all nice and facing upwards so I can just easily read it, grab it as I go, and be done. A few other things too. I have all my Charlotte Tilbury mini Hollywood Flawless filters. These are all good to go. They are too small and they also have a doe foot applicator so they cannot be depotted. That is everything in a nutshell in this kit. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything that's in it in depth and what Depot Chopra Grishan the master did in this kit. Now I want to talk about this right here. This bad boy. This is the heaviest thing in my kit right now. This is very heavy, but it's just the nature of the game. There's no way of cutting corners and making this any lighter. It just is what it is. And I'm fine with that because it still saved me so much space and still actually a ton of weight as well because it eliminated all the individual packaging and palettes and mirrors that are in those palettes. And now they're just all straight pans in the palette. So this palette right here is my setting powder palette. Another thing I love that she does is she inserts a nice little bubble wrap for absorbing shock when you're traveling and en route to a job with these kind of products. So there's one Dior bronzer in here, but the rest are all pressed powders from Charlotte Tilbury, and there's one in here from IT Cosmetics as well. It's the Bye Bye Pore Minimizing Powder. So these are great, especially when I'm on set. I can just take this palette with me, throw it in my set bag, and know that I have all my powders, every single shade that I would need to touch up with in my set bag for on the go. So that's one palette. And then I have cheek color number 1. How gorgeous is this palette? These up top are a mix of Make Make Beauty. So these are all from Make Beauty. This is a NARS. I believe this is Gina blush. This is an Hourglass quite clearly. And then we have some Valentino blushes that I absolutely love. So how pretty is that bad boy? Now get ready because I'm a blushaholic apparently. And I didn't really quite realize it until I was going through my kit and realizing I had a ton of blushes that I wanted depotted for this purpose. So here's another blush palette. This is a total medley of different brands. So bottom we have the Dior Pink blush. We have some Hourglass and then we have some House Labs. And then at the top, one of my favorite Dior blushes. And then these are all from Laura Mercier. So I can actually tell you the names. This is Mocha, Chai, and Fresca. Classics, icons in my kit. How gorgeous is that? She's a beauty. And then we have a highlighter palette that is absolutely takes my breath away every time. Now I have used my kit a few times, so if there's fingerprints and stuff on it, that is from me just pulling it out and using it. So on this side right here, we have a few MAC products. This is MAC Lovejoy. This is a MAC, I can't remember the name of this one. It's like a peachy, very glowy blush. And then we got good old classic Warm Soul. And then these are all of the Hourglass Ambient Light palettes. So we have the Volume 1, Volume 2, and then Volume 3. So all the Hourglass palettes are all depotted in there in one palette, saving me tons of space. Okay, now let me show you this first palette. This is an eyeshadow palette. She labeled it warm matte. So these are gonna be all warm matte tones all in one. So this is going to be a mix of many different brands. I'll try to list them off as I can remember. But the top two big ones are all Juvia's Place. These are Pat McGrath. I believe this row right here is NARS. This row right here I believe is Makeup by Mario. More Mario I believe. And then the top smaller ones are all Viseart. So this is the warm palette from Viseart, all in one. And then we have a random Bailey Sarian Melt Cosmetics collab. Super easy for me when I'm looking to do just, you know, a warm matte glam palette, or if I want like those warm transitional shades, this is one of the palettes that I'll grab. Okay, we have an all highlighter palette. I'm gonna show you this really quick. So I'm basically showing you the palettes in no particular order, but we have the top row is all Fenty. Then we have the Dior palette, and then we have an RMS that I love. We have a MAC Global Glow, and then this is Rose Quartz from House Labs. This one right here is going to be majority matte bronzers from Fenty Beauty, all my faves. And then plus in this corner, we have my YSL All Hours in the shade 04. Nice, clean, crisp, and ready to go. Okay, now I did tell her specifically that I wanted most of my Makeup by Mario's in one palette, and she did deliver that. So everything that she could fit Makeup by Mario wise, and it is all the Master Mattes palette. So we have the original Master Mattes palette up top, and then we have the neutrals down below, and then this is the Ethereal Eyes original palette right here. So beautiful, so well loved, such a staple in my everyday work. This next palette is so fun and so shimmery and so beautiful. I mean, do you just like, I gag over this. I absolutely gag over how stunning this palette is. So we have a bunch of Tom Fords right here. We have, I forget what these are, to be quite honest. These are Patrick Ta, the new Patrick Ta's right there. Up top, we have some of my favorites from Half Magic. And then the center going down right here, this is all NARS. And on this side, this is all Pat McGrath. So all Pat McGrath, all the round ones, and it is just a shimmery, beautiful, heavenly palette. Now this next one is labeled Editorial Mattes. These are all like more editorial, fun colors, and a mix of Juvia's Place on the bottom. I love these tones here. This is all Bailey Sarian Fatally Yours, the original palette. These are MAC shadows up top, and then we have like one random Half Magic baby blue over here. And I'm not quite sure where these grays came from, but that is the editorial palette, which listen, barely gets touched if I'm being very honest with you, because all my clients ask for a warm smoky eye or a warm tone eye or a bronzy eye. So that palette is really there for just like safe measure, but it does not get a lot of love. Okay, one more editorial palette, and this is Editorial Shimmers. This has actually two face highlighters in there as well, which are to die for. This is Fenty Beauty, How Many Carats, and this is a Dior highlighter below. This whole row right here, this is an entire Isomaya Beauty, the Industrial palette, and I believe these are MAC shadows here, but that is Editorial Shimmers, and they are so stunning. All right, and that was that entire bag filled with palettes. Definitely heavy, well worth it. Now, another bag that she included that she filled with my brow products and a few miscellaneous products as well, like including some very short pencils that I was on the verge of losing, a travel size mascara right here, and then of course we have some lash curlers. So this is like a nice, easy, compact bag, great for on the go, great for traveling. It just closes up like this, and then you're good to go. You can see everything in there. I can easily pull from it. Very quick, very convenient. So very happy she included that bag. Okay, last but not least, this is still a very heavy bag, but trust me when I tell you, it is much more manageable than it was prior to me dropping it off to her. So it's in way better shape, and I'm able to fit so much more stuff in here, and it allows me to cut down on some of the excess products and bags and things that I was carrying on the side. So basically I got to condense a bunch of little bags into this bag. Now this once carried all of my liquid foundations in glass bottles, all my loose powders, all my skin prep, everything like that. It still contains a bunch of skin prep actually, and all my lip liners is in this bag as well. I'll make sure I just drop on the screen really quick the before of this specific bag so you can really see the impact of how different this is now. But big reveal, this is my larger bag, same brand. This one has been through a lot more, so if it looks a little beat up, please show it some grace. Now I'm able to actually pop some makeup wipes in this bag, which I never was able to fit that before. So this bag has a very large medley of items. So up top is all my lip liners, including some liquid lipsticks from Chanel. I've talked about these before. I've linked them in previous videos. A handheld fan, Nikki LaRose mirror, so I can show my clients the job that I did. Little handheld lights for extra lighting and for selfies. And then below is everything that is now included in this kit. And I was never able to include this much stuff in this bag because it was all foundations and full-size containers of setting powder, which took up a ton of room. All right, so to give you the run through of what's in this bag, I have some body glow, some setting spray from one size, which I was never able to fit this in this kit before. This side over here, there's some concealer palettes. I've talked about these before. They're from RCMA and Graftobian. I have some more eyeshadow palette that I specifically asked not to get depotted. So I have a brow book. I wanted this not touched, as well as my I Need a Nude palette. I did not want this depotted or touched as well. So personal preference. Then in here, I got my Dennis & Meyrick's Lightwork palette. I also have my skin prep in these containers here. Now this may look messy, but they're actually all divided. Over here, I have a random makeup by Moira that I use on a few clients. I have my dish, which is where I place loose powder to then set my client's makeup. Some more setting spray, some more skin prep that is not allowed to be depotted because it's a sunscreen and it needs to be in a darker container. Then these are all my eye masks from Skin Iceland. And then these are all my concealers and color correctors, color adjusters, and more clay to poke concealers right here. So all concealers on this side. Now also, I was never able to fit this in my bag before. This always was loose in like a luggage or my Hulken bag, but this is my container of disposable. So I have Q-tips, I have lip wands, I have mascara wands, I have hair clips, lash glue, scissors. All my smaller items that need to be well organized are in this guy right here. As well as I have my cotton rounds for cleansing. That is also fitting here now, and it never fit. I never was able to fit this much other stuff in this container before. So really happy with the progress I made over here. This is like absolutely golden to have all these items that were floating around in other bags, miscellaneous, now to be condensed in one place is just heaven for me. All right, so that is everything that she did for my kit. Everything else I don't want to show on camera because there's just no point because she didn't touch it. For example, I have a whole bag of false eyelashes, individual lashes that I didn't need to be fussed with. So that I just didn't show on camera because she didn't do anything with it. My brushes are in a separate component. That doesn't need to be shown as well. I'll show you that someday very soon. And then everything else is like lighting equipment that is in my makeup bag. Also, I don't need to show you that because it doesn't pertain to like my actual makeup bag. So all in all, I want to get to a conclusion and I want to tell you if it was worth it or not. Personally speaking, for my job and for what I do for a living, this was very much worth it for me. And full disclosure, this was a pricey endeavor. This was an investment. I looked at it as an investment into my professional kit and what I do for my business for a living. So for me, it was worth the investment. And just to give you a range of how much it costs to do something like this, to have your makeup kit overhauled, this is a professional service for professionals only. So if you are a makeup lover and you just happen to have a really big collection, I would not invest in doing something like this. This is truly for the makeup artist who wants to be more efficient with their time, with their setup, with the amount of weight they're carrying around day to day, day in and day out. This is who that is for specifically. So with that said, her rate is $1,000 per 8-hour day. My kit took 2 days, plus it was some additional stuff too. Like for example, I did get some really nice makeup bags out of this whole thing. And so for me, this was pricey. It was definitely a major investment. It's something that I don't plan on doing again for a long time. Has set me up for success for a long time to come. So for me, it was worth the investment, but it was quite a pretty penny, but in my opinion, worth every single penny because I'm so happy with my kit and I'm so happy with the amount of weight that I got to shed from my kit. It has been a huge relief for me physically when I go to work and when I'm schlepping my makeup kit in and out of my car and up and down stairs. So definitely worth it. Very much an investment, but you know, I'm always going to invest in my future and my makeup career and what's important to me. And this was very important to me. So long story short, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the overhaul of my pro kit. This was such a magical video to film and I'm just so happy to be sitting here right now knowing that it's done and I have more space in my kit to add more goodies. No, I'm just kidding, but I probably will. But anyway, this was so much fun to film. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know this is not going to be for everyone, but if you are a makeup artist or just a makeup lover and you thoroughly enjoyed seeing my entire kit, leave that in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching and check out Krishan below and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you soon.